optimism is coming back into this market. And if you look at XRP to Bitcoin shows you historically each and every time the price reached this range of support resistance in this trend line, that's where the majority of opportunities were. If you do look at this, you can easily put the argument that this is where you buy. If it's me and I have not yet bought this asset, then I would consider this. Now, this is XRP to Bitcoin. The moment you jump onto XRP to Ether, which is still in the altcoin space, you're comparing it. You have a double bottom formation where the RSI is trending to the upside on a daily. Now, what does the weekly show you? The macro picture, looking at last 5-6 years, understanding where exactly we are and what the hell the market is showing you. Because right now the optimism is slowly coming back into the market, and this is where you take advantage of that. The news cycle shows you things are positive, and especially something like this should not be ignored. And these are areas of focus. You need to look at this and say, okay, that's a ton of money in shorts waiting at the all-time high, say 74,000. So the shorts are piling up. We need to focus on this and ask the question, what the hell do we see? Because here we are, whatever we discussed in the last video right now stands true. At 65, we talked about what the volume showed, and right now the point or the direction which we talked towards is live. We can watch. That's true. We can see that's active in the market right now. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. The news cycle is actually positive. Whatever we are watching is great. Yes, the financial stuff, the world is changing. We know that. We've been literally walking through that. But it's taking a lot of time. The banks, the regulators, all of these guys are so slow compared to this technology and its requirements. That's bad. Now, after watching this, I would say, whoa. Stock markets want to compete with crypto. They want to trade 24/7. They're trying to lure people into a space where blockchain versus the traditional companies. I mean, in US, the trouble is, do you already have a T+1 settlement? Do you already have a T+0 settlement? In crypto, you buy, you get it. That's in your wallet. It's not like that in the stock market. It goes through the clearing house, all those trouble comes in. So they have a lot of work to do on that side. SEC, again, getting smacked. But right now the issue is they've already done the damage. For us to be on the positive side, we look at this and say, okay, if the premium is actually slowly bouncing back up, that means someone is optimistic about buying this asset. Remember when we had the weekly close yesterday, we discussed about this. There was a lot of volume, but the price didn't go down and close, which means someone is optimistic about buying this. Now zoom in a bit. Look at what you can actually see here. The weekly long wick day, this range has been taken off. So you're zooming in, and on a 3-day candle, this is like, okay, you're breaking this range. When you zoom in on a daily, this is what you do see here. Let's learn from what the market showed us last daily close. There was selling volume, but they failed to push the price down. Buyers were strong. They came bullish volume, they pushed the price up. So as of now on a daily, buyers are strong on Bitcoin. On a 3-day, buyers are strong on Bitcoin. On a weekly, buyers are active and strong. A little bit of buying power here shows you this. So most likely by the end of the week, we may actually see this coming back up to 67 to 69. Now we're at 67, so 69 should be a proper range to look for. But then You zoom in on a short-term chart to see, okay, do we have choppy moves or what are we expecting? On a 12-hour, when we take that daily apart and look at this, okay, we had some volume. The price action was decent. We had more buying volume. Price action is still decent, not super bullish. So if this current candle in next 12 hours is not pushing the price up towards 69, it's going to slow down. We'll have a resistance of this previous support turning into a resistance here around 69. That's why I told what 69. That's going to be a level of resistance. It is true that this is a support. It is true that this is a resistance. But right now, getting through this range is important. If you manage to do this, it's good. But the corrective action should stop here and then you should start going back up. Now, say you look at Ether, say you actually go through different assets, which is trying to bounce above the Bitcoin asset trend. It's not going down, at least it's trying to put in higher highs, right? So this is the direct showing you that. Now, if it's me looking at this and asking that question, are we starting to trend higher? It's at least trying to do that. So you come here, you take through a lot of different assets. You have a ton of assets in the crypto market. Agreed. You take some others and you see they're still trending lower. They're still trending lower, right? Some of them are starting to put in the higher highs, higher lows. It depends on which asset you're looking at and which class of assets you're looking at. Are you focusing on the large caps? Are you focusing on the small caps? All of that matters. Say when you actually take something like this, which is like, medium to large cap assets, you're watching this. The price action is starting to push that through to the upside, which is good. Now, there is a group of individuals in the market who would be more interested in smaller coins, who would be more interested in, jumping directly into the assets which are really new in the market. They're looking for high risk assets. Yes, agreed at that point, you're looking for micro cap assets. But if that's you, only allocate very small amount of your total capital. I've recently seen a couple of portfolio and I was surprised. And I told them too. But if this is 100K and you're 60 in small caps, that's through roof risk. If someone told you this is a OG or top coin on the meme coin, and you're heavy on it, 60%, that's high risk. And if your risk profile in a 0 to 10 scale is not above 7, don't go for that. If you're 3 and you're doing that, you don't know what you're doing. So go through each asset. One, look at the trend against Bitcoin. That makes a lot of sense. If you're watching something starting to trend back up, that's positive. But if you're watching something still is trending down, okay, you have trouble. You literally have to try and grasp trading because you're not looking for a reversal and a ride up. Others may give you opportunity to ride it to the upside because it's starting to put in higher highs and higher lows, barely, but you're watching that trend. You don't want the news cycle to disrupt that. But if you look at Bitcoin and ask the question like, okay, what should we be looking at in terms of Bitcoin to altcoin market? I've been reiterating this for a few weeks to months, and I'm still waiting for that. The monthly to weekly needs to give you something, a negative divergence. First, you'll get that on the weekly. So I'm personally looking at this. You want to see the price going up, but RSI failing to do that. That would be the optimum case to see, okay, that's the point where ton of money would be moving into the alt market. If this is right, then you're looking for late May to early June for that to happen. Yeah, small cap, small to medium cap, they would start running a little bit before. Before you get the confirmation, you'll actually see them going nuts. And that should be a confirmation for you that this thing is starting. So you go on, you look through what? Small caps, medium caps. But I would say look for small to medium, but with some fundamentals. You should see that the project is still live. You should see the developers are still active. You should see that they get adoption. This is where you look through. And yeah, technicals come into the picture, the breakouts, you get to use it. You can actually look through long history coins where you get to see like, okay, these are the coins, they have been there for like, a long period of time, which kind of gives you an idea of where the exact support is if you are trying to buy at a support, right? So that kind of takes you directly into a range of stability. Because if you're buying at these highs, it's going to be super risky. When you buy at the support, that's where you have the highest risk to reward ratio. So on any exchange when you're in, I would personally first look at the volume traded on that exchange for that particular asset. If you do see, now this exchange actually gives you a lot of easy way to look at this. Say, in one-on-one sessions when we discuss through a lot of different assets, and I say like, guys, watch, these are like, BRC20s, you need to actually look for this. If you have meme coins, you need to understand that. If you're looking for real world assets, you need to look for that. You need to understand which category it belongs to, right? So here we are in Coin EX, you kind of get that, the meme coins. If you want to look for that, fine. You can actually literally classify this into various class of assets. And this is where you actually look at, say, for example, AI and big data. You're looking through them. And when I do look at them, I'm like, okay, some of these actually interest me. I'm interested in few of those assets. When you go into the meme side, you're looking at this. Okay, maybe you are interested in Doge. If you are going into, say, the real world assets, you're looking at, okay, comp, good, okay, Aave, fine. So this kind of gives you an ability to understand where you stand in. If you're looking at like, game and finance, you're looking at Gala, you're looking at Engine, you're looking at all these others. So if your exchange doesn't give that, use that. It's going to be helpful for you. I have a referral link in the video if you're interested in that. Now, jumping back to the matter, what does Ether show you? This comes into picture and it's important because XRP to Ether shows you the fact that it's turning a reversal signal. On a weekly chart, right now, XRP to Ether is trying to print this. I'm optimistic, right? A breakout there kind of gives you the idea that we have seen something in the past, right? So yes, Ether is also going up at that time. We want to see the momentum in XRP is overriding or superseding Ether's momentum. So here we are looking at Ether and it still looks super bullish. It doesn't look bearish. It looks bullish. So if you say Ether is bullish, and if you say Bitcoin is still riding higher, and against both of them, XRP is going to do something beautiful, that means that guy should be doing something special. I won't say, the 10,000x move is coming. That's not the reality of it. You need to see literally breaking resistances. We have a lot of them, to be honest. You need to see this breaking to the upside for sure. You need to actually see this level. Now, this doesn't have the all-time high here, but when you do pull that up, you get to see like the all-time highs need to break. So that trend line goes like this. So you have multiple resistance to go. But the moment you are reaching a dollar mark, all of that's behind you. Now it's upside potential, which you're watching on the asset, right? That's good. That's great. Because right now, you look at XRP as an asset and its history, you get to ask few questions easily. Say, for example, when the price was going down and the RSI was going up, that was what? The local bottom where you actually started a massive upside. Now, where the hell are you? What do you see here in the price action? It's interesting, really, really. The price is going down, the RSI is going up. That's good. That literally shows you historically that when this plays out, you are in a decent position. Again, price is going down, RSI is going up. We have seen this multiple times. If you use that for your advantage before, use it for this time too. Yes, you will see multiple, small cap assets to long-term assets doing wonderful movements, but understand the difference between these assets when they move against Bitcoin versus USD. It can be trending higher already on USDT pair and still slow and trending down on Bitcoin. That's where you are understanding, like, okay, this thing is at the bottom there on the Bitcoin chart to Bitcoin. But on the USD, it's already making higher highs. That's a huge opportunity for you to look through. Not saying about this particular asset. Yes, on a dollar side, this looks really good. This looks like the accumulation is done. You can actually move it into the log scale, which I usually follow, where you say like, okay, this drop is something beautiful, which you may look to accumulate. That's the reaccumulation zone in this particular asset. Use that information. That's going to be valid in few assets, which would actually give you massive movement. Now, if you don't have too much appetite for all this information, all this stuff, just go on to a Heikin-Ashi chart, just put it into a 3-day chart. Easy part. If you trade medium to long term, look for this. You buy when the candle closes in green. You sell when it's in red. You repeat that as much as possible. Say you bought in here, you sold here. You didn't have much of a gain, you didn't have much of a losses in terms of the market. But when you do look at the overall 10 trades which you would take in this asset, this would actually give you decent ROI structure. Here maybe 2%, here maybe 3%. Then this one counts. Similar, here maybe 1%, here maybe 2%, here maybe a bare loss, negative 2%. But the next one gives you big. So this is the easy part for anyone new here who don't actually have the understanding of a lot of different assets, who's trying to learn, but while you're learning, you want to execute trades, use this. I mean, this is the easiest way. If you get frustrated about a lot of different information, which you have to digest because you don't have time to learn through that, yeah, now you need time. You need to learn through that. But this is going to give you an advantage for the time being when the market is going to the upside. Use that for your advantage. So guys, if you haven't smashed that like button yet, do that. And if you want to follow the SI family with all these calls and breakdowns of the market, when it was at the bottom, when it is bouncing back, what are the different levels, all of that is shared in the SI family with thousands of members readily taking benefit of whatever I post there in terms of the breakout, in terms of my trades. We are riding few right now, right? Not executed right now, few days back. So we are riding it. When we do take profits, it would be based on the divergence. It would be based on the negative signals. To get all of those, this is the area to be in, especially when you see all these movements. If XRP is to move, I bet there's going to be a lot of different assets taking off as well. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye for now.